the modeling industry, we've gotten so used to this saying of, oh, that's how it is, we have to just get used to it. We've gotten so used to certain misconduct, certain maltreatment, certain things that are not supposed to be normal, but we've actually tagged it as very normal, when when someone is fresh in the industry and the person is going through these things, we just tell them, oh, that's how the industry is, just get used to it. With time you would understand why this and this and this is happening. But then really, do we actually need to understand why these things are happening? So a while ago I applied for a job, right? I applied for a job just as an average model in Nigeria would do. You would apply for jobs and all of that. So there are platforms where you apply for jobs basically. So I applied for a job. I got selected. After getting selected, the agent sent me the brief. That's things I need to come with for this particular shoot. Mind you, it was a photo shoot for a brand, basically for a betting brand. So they wanted to use it to like advertisement, basically, to advertise the brand, basically. So they sent me the brief. I looked at it. I checked for stuff that I would be able to come with and all of that. To cut the long story short, this pay was I think 150,000 naira for this brand shoot, right? So there's usually an agreement form which you have to fill between the agent and the model and the client, right? So I filled this form. While I was filling this form, I made sure to read my contract. Models, please learn the habit of actually reading your contract, actually going through this contract to see everything, to understand it. If you know that you don't understand what the contract entails, what the agreement entails, I think you should have like an attorney or someone that you really trust enough to actually go through this contract. Although there's usually like a part in the contract where it says you should not relay the information on the contract to a third party, but then please be very conscious, because most of these brands, most of these agencies, most of these people that we sign agreements with within the industry, most of them are usually very, very cunning, and they really do not care about you, right? And they do things in ridiculous ways, basically. So moving forward, after reading the contract, there was a particular clause on the contract that says that if we are to come back within 90 days after the shoot to shoot again, like to reshoot, that's if we are going to have like a reshoot. That was a reshoot clause on the agreement form. If we are to come back again to reshoot, we are going to get half, that's 50% of the actual payment, which was supposed to be 70,000. Yeah, 70,000. So the actual payment for the shoot was 140k, and it said on the clause that if we were to come back again to reshoot, we would get 50%, right, of the actual payment, which was supposed to be 70,000 naira. Now mind you, as I'm saying this, just play it in your head. On the contract it says within 90 days after the shoot, if they request for a reshoot, or if they request for you to come back and shoot, they have to pay a sum of 70,000 naira, which was 50% of 140,000 naira. Moving forward, the agent actually created a group chat, added us on the group chat, and she went on to say that the shoot might not finish that day. That is, the shoot might not wrap that particular day. Mind you, let's say we're supposed to shoot today, right? She was like, we won't be able to end up like wrapping the entire shoot today. And this is just a photo shoot. It's not like a video shoot or a campaign shoot or whatever. It's a campaign shoot, but a photo shoot, not a photo session, not a video session. Do you get? So she went on to say that the brand said they won't be able to finish that day, and they're going to extend it to the next day. But then, in her words, and I quote, but they are going to definitely give 50% of the actual payment to you guys. That is a full day rate. In her words, she said they're going to actually give us a full day rate for that day that we're going to come, which was supposed to be, let's say, tomorrow, right? So we were cool with it, with the models, because that was actually kind of in the agreement already. So I was like, okay, that's cool, since they are going to give us a full day rate the next day. Fast forward, this agent comes up again and says that The client said that they would only be able to give us 20,000 naira for logistics for the next day that will be coming to shoot again. Yeah, I need to take a pause here. When I saw that, I didn't know what to think. I'm not sure I actually thought about it, right? I just knew straight up that that was straight up BS. So I went to my contract that I signed already. I went to the contract again. I went back to it. Please take note of everything I've been saying. I went back to the contract. I checked it. I went back to that particular clause. I read it. And then I had to screenshot it and send it to the agent saying that, but this was what was stated in this agreement. So what do you mean by they are going to be giving us just 20,000 naira? I don't know if it was the agent that was trying to pull strings, that was trying to, just be greedy. I don't know if it was the agent. I don't know if it was the agency she works under. I don't know if it was the brand itself, right? Why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing this story now because, okay, let me just finish the story. So I confronted her about it, and then she was like, oh, that's what they have, blah blah blah, and all of that story. And I was like, but it doesn't make sense, actually. It really doesn't make any sense. I had to seek counsel from people that are actually like the big dogs in the industry, and then other agents as well, because she's an agent. So I had to ask other agents that I trust as well. I asked these people and they were like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense that on the contract it says you're going to remit 50% of the actual payment if we end up coming within 90 days to come and reshoot. But then in your words the first time you said when we come the next day after the shoot, which was supposed to, let's say today, if we end up coming tomorrow, we are supposed to actually get a full day rate. And now you're changing your words and you're saying we're only going to be getting 20,000 naira for logistics. Make it make sense. Am I coming for a collaboration? Like, I'm not coming for a collaboration. So why are you paying me 20,000 naira? That's not even a payment. That's more like I'm coming to do a free job for a brand deal, like a brand campaign shoot. And I'm very, very sure that money was more than 140,000 naira. But you know how Nigerian agents can be very, very greedy. Like, I'm making this video to actually educate you guys on the things that actually go on within the industry. You need to read your contract. You need to read every agreement. Anything you're doing with anybody, you need to actually understand these things. That is why it's good for people to attend master classes. That's why it's good for you to attend model workshops. They teach these things. Always make research. Text people. Reach out to people. I mean, yeah, some people can be busy, but then try to actually network and just make friends, right? Make friends with people, get to know people, so that when you are in situations like this, just as I was, you'll be able to relay this information to people and hear their feedback to know how you're going to make your decision. So I had to reach out to my agent also, like my personal agency, my mother agent. I had to reach out to my mother agent, and they were like, it makes no sense at all. And mind you, at first I was about to actually take this job because one, I was broke. I needed quick money. I needed that urgent money to do something ASAP. I was broke. I actually said everything to my agency. I was like, I'm broke. I need this money, but then this is not right. Like, my estimate is telling me that this is not right because I signed an agreement. Now you guys are actually going above the agreement. There's nobody above the law, but then you guys are actually going above what you actually typed out in your agreement. And if I had confronted an attorney, like a lawyer, it would have been over for the brand. It would have been over for, if the brand was actually being greedy, for the brand and for the agency as well that was behind the whole thing. It makes no sense. And I don't know why Nigerian agents are so fond of being greedy. Like, get a job, get like an actual job. I know what it feels like to be greedy. Trust me, greediness is very simple. It's very, very easy to be greedy. Trust me. You know, it's very easy for you to have like 100,000 naira here, right? And let's say 20,000 naira here. And then they tell you to share this 100,000 naira, but then you end up giving the person like 30k from the 100,000 naira. You keep 70k for yourself, and then you give the person 30k. Now the person is left with how much? 50,000 naira. Or let's even remove the 20k. Now the person is left with 30,000 naira. That's greediness. It's very easy for people to be greedy. I've tasted what it feels like to be greedy, and trust me, it sucks. Like, maybe it's because I have good human hearts, and I have good conscience, right? Because your conscience will actually be pricking you that, I'm actually being greedy. I'm hurting someone. You're not hurting the person physically, but you're hurting the person, because models are not just toys. We're not just people you just call to your set and then voila, everything is dazzling and all of that. Models are actually creators. We are creatives. We add so much value to the creative process of everything you are trying to put together. And you treating models like trash is just, I don't know, it's demeaning, and it's just bringing a whole different vibe to the entire industry. And how do you expect younger models to actually feel about this? You as an agent, you got a job. You got a job for a model. Yes, we know that it is not easy to get jobs. Trust me, it's not easy to find these jobs these days. But then, that is your job. Nobody asked you to be an agent out of greed. I'm saying the fact. Out of greed, most people end up becoming agents. They don't know anything about the industry. They don't know anything about how modeling works. They know nothing, or probably they know, but they don't just care, and they just dive into the agent industry, quote and unquote. They just dive into it, and then all of a sudden they are agents so and so, and they are so rude and disgusting. Very, very rude set of people. Last year, was it last year or a year ago, I got a gig. This Christmas in Lagos movie that was trending. Yeah, it was last year. It's so funny how I was actually in that movie as what do they call it now, one of the angels or something. That was my role actually for that movie. But then I was underpaid. Seriously, I was given 20,000 naira or 25,000 naira for that job. I was in the cold. I shot overnight. I was in uncomfortable costume, and I got paid 20,000 naira or 25,000 naira. Mind you, this damn agent said that the shoot we're going to have was a movie shoot. Now, when they call you for a movie shoot, people that are already accustomed with this whole thing, they know that, oh, a movie shoot means you're just there like as an extra or something. My babes, my guys, I wasn't there as an extra. I was there as something far more than an extra, and I was still getting paid equally what an extra was getting. When we relayed this information to the extras, the main extras that were on set, they were like, it makes no sense. Why don't you guys call the agents to order and tell him about this and this? There was another model, she got paid higher than I got paid. She got paid like times 2 of what I got paid. Now that's for you to know that the greed in this industry, it stinks. It stinks seriously. Like, I think directors and these agencies, they need to start filtering the agents that they work with. They actually need to start filtering the agents they work with. Don't just give people agents. Don't just tag them or tell them to look for models for you if you don't know what that person can do. Because trust me, directors, their agencies, this smaller agents that you're hiring here and there to book models for you, to get models for you for your projects, for your gigs and all of these things, they are extorting models, and underpaying actually. They are really underpaying models, and it's not fair actually. It makes no sense. Why are you underpaying people? I will be in the cold. I will get to set, let's say 6 a.m. call time, I am there. Let's say 6:30, I am there. I shoot overnight till the next day. You just sit around somewhere doing whatever it is you please. Yes, I know it's not easy being an agent, because I've actually tasted what it feels like to be an agent too. But then I noticed that it's easy to be very, very greedy. It's easy to want to take, tap from this agent, from this model's money, right? But then have a particular standardized commission that you take from this model's payment. Let them know the commission you are taking from them. Let them know that, okay, let's say for instance you got a job for this model and the payment was 500,000 naira. Let the model know, hi Bisola or hi Fidelia, I am, so you got a gig and the gig is 500,000 naira, but then I will be getting a cut of 30%. It's that simple. It's that simple, truly. It's really that simple. Why do you have to go to the extent of lying about the actual price on your brief? You put brand deal, let's say the payment is actually 500,000 naira. You now write 200k. How? You took a whole 300,000 naira for yourself? Whew. I'm getting so emotional right now because it's painful. It's painful. People don't just wake up one morning and say they want to become models. They train themselves. Please, let's be useful in this industry. Let's try to change the narrative in this industry. Dear directors, dear agencies, please try to filter these agents. If possibly, you all should even try to like start talking to these models directly. Yes. I mean, what will it take? Or then, or hire a reputable production company or a reputable agency that you trust, that you know that they will not actually underpay these models, because it is not easy being on set overnight. Yes, I know that you all are also going to be on set with us, but then it's not easy staying overnight shooting, and sometimes we will not even get food. Imagine. That's another video entirely, but I just came on here to rant and say that, dear models, please read your contract properly. Like, when someone sends you a contract or an agreement form and they are rushing you, because that was literally the case with me. She was rushing me to like sign this stuff and send to her. Guys, I read my own contract though. I read front, back, or everything, so that, because everything she was saying in the group chat, it was just clashing with whatever it is she was saying, whatever it was that was on the contract. Basically, it was just clashing here and there. Like, they were not correlating with each other at all. It's like she was saying A and the contract was saying Z. So please read your contracts, go through it, have someone you can actually talk to. Don't feel that you are too big. Now, if I had felt like, oh, I know about this industry and I just went for the job, like, and start speaking up. Start speaking up for yourself. This video, I would have done it last week, but then I decided to, take a chill pill and just calm down, settle down, and actually just come and tell you guys everything right now. Read your contracts. Don't be arrogant. Don't feel like you know everything. Don't feel like you know it all. Nobody knows it all. Nobody actually knows it all. And learn to speak up for yourselves. Like, when you see that this thing is not favoring me, like this thing is not favoring me in any way, try to speak up. Yes, you will lose the job. I mean, I lost the job. They freaking sent me a termination letter when I'm not even signed to their agency. Sent me a termination letter for speaking up, and my agency actually tried to reach out to the brand also, because it was giving off so much red flag. And then because I spoke up, I got terminated from the job, so I didn't do the job anymore. Yes, you will lose the job, but it's better to have your dignity to yourself and your self-respect than to go for a silly job that would underpay you, undermine you, and overstress you. Jobs like that, you would end up spending hours on that set. They might not even provide food, they might not provide water. You will end up stressing yourself on that set. So please, dear models, learn to value yourself. When you place value on yourself, when you know your worth, when you know your right as a model, when you know your contract, you know everything that has to do with you being a model, nobody will be able to treat you up, fuck you up anyhow. Nobody will be able to underpay you or whatnot. Yes, I have gotten so many underpaid jobs in the past, but right now I've gotten to a stage whereby when I see a red flag, I have to run. So please, dear models, I love you guys so much, and I have so much passion for this industry and for models. Actually, that's why I'm actually sharing this thing, and there are more stories to come. There are more stories to come, but for now, take care of yourselves and remember to always value yourself, because you are the prize. They are not the prize. At the end of the day, you'll be all over the internet, right? And imagine Imagine poor me all over Lagos like last year, because I was literally seeing the film with my family last year in December when it was released, and I could not even bring myself to tell my parents, "Oh, that's me, that's me." They were the ones that were like, "Oh, Fidelia, is that not you?" I could not tell them. I could not open my mouth to say I was underpaid. I was paid 20,000 naira for Christmas in Lagos. Yeah, it was that hilarious. So, just take care of yourself and be good. And dear agents, please stop being greedy. Go and get a job, like an actual job. If you know that you want to be extorting people's money, you want to be extorting from people, go and get a real job. Get a real job. There's nothing wrong with getting a real job. Or get a side hustle or something. Don't just rely on your agent's fee or whatever. Trust me. Whew. I said a lot already. Bye.